Interview.
We're here at ArenaNet with Eric Flannum, designer. Eric, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
So Eric, tell us about what we're seeing today.
So what you guys are seeing is basically a preview of the demo that we're showing at PAX East. It features two new professions that have not been playable before. The first is the Guardian, and the second is the Thief, which is making its debut at PAX East. And then we'll be seeing also the Norn starter area.
Okay, very cool. Tell us about the Norn race. I guess they're kind of like a Nordic Viking type race. Is that right?
Yeah, they're basically big, giant Northland barbarian types who can shapeshift into half kind of animal, half Norn forms. They're very independent and value accomplishment and try to make a name for themselves. And yeah, they're individually very strong.
Eric, we've talked a lot, I guess, about the Guardian recently, so I think the folks at home kind of know about that class. They haven't heard a lot about this new Thief class. I think a lot of the Guild Wars fans at home are thinking, hey, is this going to be kind of like the Assassin?
Yeah.
Give us the scoop.
Okay. So one of the reasons we didn't call it the Assassin is because while it does share some of the similarities with the Guild Wars 1 Assassin, it's really kind of its own thing. The big ability that it kind of gets its name from is the ability to steal items from whoever is fighting against. So the way that works is every type of creature has kind of a list of items that the thief can steal, and it gives the thief access to abilities that they wouldn't normally have. So for example, ogres have lots of skulls on their belts. A thief might steal a skull and then be able to kind of hold it up and use fear. And normally fear is the thing that's only available to necromancers. And so it makes the thief very versatile, but in a bit more random way. So the thief is very much about reacting to the situation at hand.
Okay, now, Eric, we've seen, I guess, some of the early areas for some of the different races, but now we're seeing some of the more advanced stuff. Can you tell us about some of the higher-end content, what players can expect from I guess, the higher-end area?
Yeah, so the higher end areas tend to, we kind of, I think as we saw with the brand and things like that before, the ante kind of gets upped and things get more and more dire. For example, in the area that we're seeing now, which is just outside of Lion's Arch, you have these pirates who actively, try to burn down towns and things like that. And so what ends up happening is you're going to see bigger fights, more creatures involved, more targets, bigger creatures, that sort of thing. So just kind of upping the excitement level.
And we've seen, I guess, in our play sessions, we've seen how, I guess, some of the flow of the quest system works. We've seen that there are events that will just randomly pop up, and some events will actually spawn other events. Tell us about that.
So the way that works, we can use that pirate example. So if the pirates aren't stopped from burning the town, then the town will burn to the ground, and players will have an event where they have to protect workers who are trying to rebuild the town. Now, if players stop the pirates from doing that, then they can follow up with raids on the pirates' base and things like that. So what we try to do is just look at the situation that we've created and try to figure out what would happen naturally from that. And that's the way we get our event chains. So they kind of flow very naturally from one another.
One of the things I think that a lot of people really liked about the first game was that there was a lot of customization. You could choose your primary class, secondary class. There's lots of different loot, armor, different things that you can make your character look different, play different, be different. It seems like there is plenty of customization in Guild Wars 2, but in a different way. For instance, there's this new, system when you create your character where depending on the choices you make and also the dialogue that you choose in your adventure, that actually changes how characters react to you and how your character's personality is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one of the things that we wanted to do was try to introduce more RPG elements into the game. And we started by kind of taking a look at, in most games, you don't know a lot about who your character is. So what we really wanted to do was let you answer some questions at the biography and really determine who your character is, like what are their hopes, what are their fears, and the story will branch. Furthermore, the thing that you're talking about is a personality system. So the game basically keeps track of the NPCs you're interacting with and notes what your personality is like. So if you're going around being, charming and ferocious to people, it'll label you a scoundrel. And then if you're a scoundrel, what'll happen is occasionally you'll get the chance to do some special things that you wouldn't normally get to do if you weren't a scoundrel. So lots of options in the story is kind of what we're going for.
And in addition to to that sort of thing, it seems like there's some other maybe cosmetic customization options. You can actually go in and there's a color palette system that lets you color every last piece of your character's clothing.
So what that is kind of our dye system, and the way it works is every piece of equipment can have multiple dye channels on it. So if you've got like a coat, you can dye the sleeves different color from the main coat, or emblems on the coat. And what we do is, as you find sets of dye, you unlock them for your account. So as you unlock dyes for your account, your characters just have those available for them. We didn't really want to make characters be forced to buy different dyes for every piece of armor they get and that sort of thing. So you're basically able to customize your color scheme pretty easily.
Okay, great, Eric. That's a ton of new stuff. Lots of new changes, lots of really interesting stuff in Guild Wars 2. From your perspective as you know, the designer on this game, is there maybe a personal aspect, a personal favorite aspect of the game that maybe you'd like to share with the folks at home?
Yeah, I think I've said this before, but the thing I'm looking most forward to playing in the game is our World v World PvP. Which I'm a big fan of that sort of PvP, and it basically plays like a giant strategy game where you get to be one of the characters in it with big keep sieges and that sort of thing. So I'm super excited to, you know, eventually at some point reveal that to people, and I think it's the thing I'll play the most of once the game's released.
Very cool. Now, Eric, for the folks watching at home, can you remind us when the game is coming out and for which platforms?
So we're concentrating right now on making it the best PC game we can possibly make. That's our goal, and it'll be out when it's ready.